Hi guys, Akiba here from CryptoSlate. I'm here with Victor Zhang from Smart Token Labs. I'm going to bring him in right now. How are you doing, Victor?
I'm good. Hi,
Okay,
Lam.
cool.
Thanks for inviting me. Hi,
No,
everyone.
yeah, it's late in the afternoon or the evening for you at the moment, so I really appreciate you joining us. So first of all, let's just get straight to it. So what does Smart Token Labs do?
So, in simple word, we make tokens smart. So that means
Okay.
we adding utilities to tokens through smart contract and
Mm-hmm.
also through other non-smart contract services.
Okay. So what does that exactly mean though in terms of what makes a smart contract? Well, a smart token, sorry, as opposed to a traditional sort of ERC20 token. Is it the same thing? What makes it specifically smart?
So, to adding utilities through smart contracts is easy to understand. Basically, we build some NFT focused smart contracts to
Okay.
be able to let people to use their non-fungible token to generate derivative NFTs to do other things, to do like a combination or split or remix, that kind of things. And
Ah, okay.
more importantly, is about the other side. We by Because we have a framework called the script framework. So on
Mm-hmm.
top of smart contract, we
Yeah.
gave each token an additional program interface, and then to be able to include more other different functions for the tokens, and also
Mm-hmm.
enable the token to be easily used by other website or other applications.
Okay. Okay. So we'll get into a bit more detail on that in a moment, but one of the questions I love asking founders is, what does Smart Token Labs mean to you personally?
It's for me. I'm not young, so I feel I missed the two big technology uh, innovation waves. The first thing is when internet come up, so we didn't do anything, and then when mobile internet come up, I did some small project and also invested in some mobile applications, but nothing big. And then after we see uh, blockchain technology and also other advanced crypto technology, we
Mm-hmm.
think that will be all these things will is revolutionary, and we
Mm-hmm.
definitely want to be part of it. And we identify the most important thing to utilize this technology is actually tokenization. So
Mm-hmm.
it's tokenize different rights.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we found this smart token labs.
Hmm. So, I mean, on that, I think on your website you say that you believe that in a world where smart tokens are as ubiquitous as web pages. So, what do you actually
Yes.
mean by that?
It's there, we believe there will be a framework change. So when we currently using internet, is very much application centric. So if we want to do something, we build one application and we
Hmm.
use that application as an object as a whole, and for other application to connect with each other.
Hmm.
But after we have blockchain and also after we have other advanced crypto technologies,
Hmm.
we see there will be a shift. So that means instead of application centric, we will start having token centric. So that means
Okay.
each token is an object. So that means what we see is in future, instead of building, people still building websites, still building web applications,
Hmm.
but there will be more and more people start building token. So that means using each token as the object. Each token carries its full context. What is token about? What kind of rights it is representing? And what kind of function this token can provide? And then each token will become like the new website, and for other people to building on top, for other people to use it.
So, can you give me an example of how you could see that
It's
working?
um it's already happened. For example, since last year, the NFT is booming, and when people using NFT, they are not using a dApp to use the NFT. They use the NFT directly. So, for example, if you own a CryptoPunk, you use the CryptoPunk directly. You are not using a CryptoPunk dApp to
Hmm.
use CryptoPunk.
Mm-hmm.
So that is already like a, use this token as the object. And also when third party building things on top of CryptoPunk, they are dealing with the CryptoPunk token. They use this token as the object to
Mm-hmm.
extend or to build other things on top instead of um, doing like a application integration with CryptoPunk dApp.
So, what do you think? What's the benefit of using a token rather than building a dApp or a traditional form of application?
There's multiple important things. First thing is whether we believe in like a fully we believe in a frictionless market and a fully integrated web.
Mm-hmm.
If this is the goal for Web3, then continue building that will never achieve this goal. Because what you will see is that there will be more and more dApp continue being built,
Mm-hmm.
and then there will be an integration platform to integrate different dApp
Yeah.
using the exactly same way what we are doing in Web 2,
Mm-hmm.
because those integration platform will provide better user experience for normal user.
Okay.
Because one user, the user,
So, I mean, one of those I kind of touched on it in terms of the future of Web3. What does that look like to you then? So, you're saying that we're going to have websites that are based around single tokens, and the token will be the focus of the interface rather than an application
yeah,
itself. Is that correct?
yeah, the future Web3 will be user holding tokens, which representing like what they have. Like I have a ETH, I have different things, and also representing like who they are. Those identifier or identity type of token
Mm,
to prove like I'm Victor, to prove I own this Twitter ID, and also there will be token to prove like I'm doing an interview. I did an interview with you tonight. This
mm-hmm,
kind of different tokens, and all these tokens is controlled and owned by user. And whenever user want to use a web service or application or different services, they bring their full context to the service to
mm-hmm.
use. So
So, go on.
that means that all those tokens kind of become like an open API
Mm,
controlled by user but not controlled by platform. And
mm-hmm,
all the integration happened on the user side, not on the application layer. So that means whatever services I want to use, it will be fully integrated on my side. And then for me, when I'm facing the Web3, it is a fully integrated web. It's not like um, it's not like for using different application, I need to have different account. And for this application to be able to integrate with the other application, they need to do application level of integration. Otherwise,
mm-hmm,
I cannot enjoy the convenience.
mm-hmm,
So we did the many tokenization project to demonstrate this kind of integration in the past. One of the example being we did the car ownership token for Karma,
mm-hmm,
and with that car ownership token together with your driver license token, user is able to open up the car registration authorities website without sign up, without sign in, without manually input anything, and
mm,
without manually upload anything. They just enable these two tokens, and then the car registration website will grant him the car registration paper and also the car plate to make sure this car is able to be able to drive on the road. And after you have these three tokens, the user can go to a car insurance website. Same, no sign up, no sign in, and more
mm-hmm,
importantly, they don't need to upload anything. And the car insurance website don't need to have a application level of integration with the car registration authorities.
mm-hmm,
And the user enable these three token, the car ownership token, driver license token, and the car registration token, then the website will automatically give them the right insurance policy for him to purchase. And this car insurance, this another becomes another token
mm-hmm.
controlled and owned by user. And with all these four tokens, basically all the car related services can be fully integrated on user side.
And what that does as well, isn't it, is that it reduces the security risk with kind of third-party data, and the cost, I assume, as well. With each of those services, they don't have to go through any sort of GDPR or any other regulatory requirements for storing user data because they're not having to, and that's got to be a massive
Yes.
cost save as well from the company point of view.
Yes, definitely. And also application level of integration have its own limit. For example, currently the largest integration platform I think is in mainland China is the Alipay platform. And the maximum third-party services they can integrate it is, I think, around 70 to 80 different other third-party services. That already kind of reaching the limit. But
Hmm.
different users have different demand. For example, I want to use this 10 service, and you want to use the other 10 service. And to have a fully integrated platform to integrate all those services is impossible.
Hmm.
But by moving the integration point from the application level to the user side, that
Hmm.
is possible. Because
Hmm.
maybe through my whole life, I only using 200 or 100 different services, and they can all fully integrate on my side. So then when I facing the website, I facing a fully integrated web. It's a super user experience compared with Web 2.
That that's absolutely fascinating, and I think it's really appreciate you understand explaining that because I've been asking people over the past few months the different use cases for NFTs, and tokenization is something in different forms in terms of say conveyancing or patents or you say like car registration, something that's come up. But I think it's really interesting how you're talking about bringing things from application layer to user layer and the difference that that makes, which is a few people kind of been able to sort of see and understand. So all of this is made possible through TokenScript. Is that correct? So what is
Yes,
what is TokenScript?
because to have this level of integration, each token need to carry its own program interface.
Hmm.
Because for smart contract it can only provide those standardized interface like a ERC20 or
Hmm.
ERC721. It defines some standardized function like a transfer approve.
Hmm.
But there are extra knowledge need to carry together with the token to make this token can become that kind of open API. For
Okay.
example, in the car ownership token uh, example, that interface will provide not only the knowledge of how to operate the underlayer smart contract, it also provides the knowledge of how to actually interact with the physical car. Because if you own a token, own a car ownership token, the first thing you should be able to do is control the physical car itself. So all you can thinking as this interface is like a full instruction manual to explain the full token knowledge and also the full token behavior. And you will need to have this interface to enable this kind of integration.
Hiya. um, so token scripts and Solidity, two very different things. How do they differ?
It's you can thinking as a token script is one layer above a blockchain or one layer above smart contract. It is
Okay.
in the middle of application and smart contract. So
Okay.
we in between we abstract out a token layer
Hmm.
and give each token a program interface to make it useful.
So does that exist on chain as well?
The interface itself doesn't have to be on chain,
Right.
but it need to be have the same security, the same trust anchor, the same level of availability as the blockchain itself.
Hmm.
And to achieving that, the interface itself is assigned by the token issuer to make sure it have the same trust anchor as the underlayer smart contract.
Okay.
And also because it is a signed code, no one can tamper it, no one can can change it.
Okay. But
So
but
it's have this. Mm.
So does that layer live on a centralized server then somewhere like AWS or something?
The interface itself can be stored on centralized server, can be stored on the user side in user's wallet or on user's own storage. It can also be stored on those decentralized storage like IPFS,
Mm-hmm.
Rwave, those network.
Mm-hmm.
So where to store the actual interface is is not is not that important because they can be stored on different places.
Yeah, I think it's interesting though because I would argue that to a degree it is important because I mean there's reports that over 80% of Ethereum dApps run through AWS, making Ethereum actually quite centralized, which means that say if Amazon tomorrow say no more blockchain, then Ethereum falls over, like, and people aren't really talking about that. So another
Definitely.
solution that can
Yeah.
build on top of smart contracts for me has to have the capability of existing in a non-centralized way. Otherwise, it's just creating the same problem.
Yes, it's a two-layer of thing. Either you store it on a shared place like IPFS, that kind
Hmm.
of decentralized storage, or if you're thinking there's a way, you always have a kind of a copy of all of whatever is in AWS on your side, in your wallet, or on your own storage.
Hmm.
That can also kind of solve the problem.
Mm.
So
But
that's
then, yeah. But if it's locally on your device, you've got the like. So I don't. You really don't want a situation where you don't want a world where if Amazon servers went down for the day and you lost
yeah.
your wallet got wiped, so you had to reinstall your wallet on another computer on another phone, but now it's not got the software on it. Now there's no way to get into your car.
Yes, definitely. So that's why, as I mentioned, the availability of this interface is also need to be as high as the underlayer smart
Hmm.
contract,
Yeah, and that's
and to
possible. I mean,
make sure this
IPFS. So is IPFS fast enough for this to work in terms of its response time?
it can be currently most of the project use it simply as a backup solution.
Hmm.
So normally no one, I think almost no one read something directly from IPFS.
Mm.
It's very much there's still a centralized service in
Mm.
between, but at least there is a copy on IPFS,
So
and if the
almost like
central
using the centralized service as like RAM, so that it's quick access, it's available.
yeah
But then if it goes down, you go to the cold storage essentially. Yeah, that's an interesting
yeah
way of looking at it. Yeah, if you can. So all that would happen is if Amazon went down, it would get slower, but not fall over. Is that
yeah
you?
the performance will be very poor, but it's still available. That
Hmm.
is actually why when OpenSea done most of the other applications using those NFT won't be able to display.
Hmm.
That is not because those NFT don't have a copy on IPFS. That is mainly because most of other applications they read through OpenSea's API. They
Hmm.
doesn't read directly from IPFS.
Hmm. And that's where again you're saying that smart tokens can alleviate that by moving that to a user level rather than at the application level.
Yeah, moving it to user level is one way, but of course you can still utilizing IPFS.
Hmm. Right, that really helps understand the situation. So, I mean, one of the things looking on your website, you've been backed from some like really impressive VCs and funds. Your technology is open source. Is there a revenue model coming in future? Do you already have one? What do investors look to get out of Smart Token Labs?
Previously, before last year, we kind of break even, but the revenue, the business model is not sexy at all. Because previously, when we trying to push the token script framework adoption, is very difficult. No one can really understand why we use token as the object,
Hmm.
what are the benefits. But and then it's mainly ourselves use this framework to serve different corporate, different enterprise.
Okay.
and we charge kind of like a consultant type of
Mm-hmm.
revenue. But from last year, we see the market is changing. People can start understand why use token as the object, because people start saying the token is the new website, token is the
Mm-hmm.
new digital primitive, and with NFT booming, all those things. So we cut off all those business last year, be fully focusing on pushing token script adoption.
Okay.
And there can be revenue models through token script token.
Okay. So there'll be a utility token with inside.
Yes.
I don't. Okay, that's interesting. So, do you have any plans as to when you might do that? Is the plan for it to be? Would it be an ICO, IDO? Would it? What's the thinking of how that might launch?
We just we cannot announce it. We actually just closed the second round of private token sale, and we
Okay.
haven't announced the valuation and also who are the new investor. But
Mm-hmm.
the valuation is already multiple hundred millions for the
Okay.
token script project, and we do have the plan to do the public token release maybe later this year.
Interesting. How would people find out about that? What would be the best way to stay in touch if people are interested in seeing when that happens?
It's our Twitter,
No, okay,
the
Twitter.
token script.
Mm-hmm. So one of the things we've been talking for a little while, so I won't keep you too much longer, but it's just really fascinating. So one of the areas that this is maybe being seen by people right now is I know that the Bored Ape project with NFT derivatives, where you can
Yeah.
now dress like again you use your Bored Ape as the focus and then create different clothing and things around him. Is that one of the ways that you can see kind of more mainstream adoption, understanding how sort of smart tokens might work?
That is very much on the using smart contract to provide more utility for NFT.
Mm-hmm.
For example, if you have an NFT, then you can use it in some other smart contracts to
Mm-hmm.
achieve something. And
Mm-hmm.
the derivative is one of the best way to use the NFT.
Mm-hmm.
And we besides those dress up project Nifty Tailor, last year we actually launched the autograph NFT application. That
Okay.
is, if you have an NFT, you can use this NFT to collect other people's autograph and generate a derivative NFT,
Oh,
which
cool.
having which having other people's autograph on it. And the other side, they can use their Web2 ID as the pin to autograph on your NFT.
That's really cool. So that's similar to an Dota 2. Whenever they do the international, they quite often create autograph versions of cards or hero items that are signed by the players and competitors.
Yeah,
So it's the same thing but autographed, and they work really well as wanting to integrate with people. So you're saying that maybe you could get your NFT signed and then create multiple versions of it to then offer out to other people? Like, is that something you
yeah,
think? Yeah, that's really cool.
yeah. I have my NFT. I have my NFT signed by Vitalik, and also
Oh,
I have
cool.
my one of my NFT signed by Yasu, the chairman of Anomika brand.
Oh, wow.
And there are many interesting NFTs signed by different peoples.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, I'd love to. So, yeah, I'd love to see that in some way. Is it possible for us to see that
Yeah,
NFT or
you can use that. It's autographNFT.io is the website. Uh,
T?
I can
Oh,
let me
cool.
find
I'll have to
the
have a look at this
Vitalik song.
afterwards. So we can
Yeah,
find
you can find
Vitalik's
the
signature on here.
yeah yes.
Very cool.
The-
Oh, I'll have to have a dig around with that afterwards. That's really fantastic. Okay, well, I mean, thanks so much for joining me, Victor. It's been really, really fascinating. It's been a real pleasure to talk with you, understanding the insights and the future into Web3. And I think the viewers are going to be really learn a lot from this little chat. Where, other than the Twitter that you mentioned, where can viewers learn more about Smart Token Labs? And is there anything you want to plug in terms of future projects at the moment?
Currently, we are very much focusing on two products to drive the adoption of token script. One product is called the derivative NFT. That is the technology behind autograph NFT and also Nifty Tailor.
Hmm.
And that product have a very good traction in the crypto native space. So
Hmm.
many different NFT projects want to utilize this technology
Hmm.
to provide derivative NFTs for their community for
Hmm.
different purpose. And another core product we are pushing now is called the brand connector. That is a NPM package. It's super easy to use for existing Web2 business. So
Okay.
if you own a website, you own a web shop, you install this NPM package in your website, instantly your website becomes token compatible.
Oh,
So that
wow.
means that instead of yourself issuing any token, now your website is able to understand other people's users token. So you can run like a different marketing campaigns to targeting different kind of token user, and uh, and for example, you can say my website provide special access to Bored Ape Yacht Club to ape holder, and
Hmm.
if your ape have a yellow background, I give you a 10% discount to purchase my merchandise. And
Wow.
you can configure it's flexible. You can configure the requirement in different ways. You can say you need to have one ape on Ethereum, and you need to have one punk token on Polygon, and you need to have another uh, cat wearing a hat, and that token is on another blockchain. That is totally fine. You
Wow.
can configure all those things, and then user can go to your website to generate a proof, and then they can start using your service or access different discount. So it's
That,
basically, yeah.
yeah, that sounds like it'd be very interesting to Web2 companies.
Yes, we have huge tractions. Our
Yeah.
pipeline now is full of top 100 brand. For example, we are launching one project with I think it's called La Para. It's the most expensive cream for women.
Hmm.
It's a Switzerland luxury brand.
Hmm.
So we are launching one project with them to utilize brand connector. And we are speaking with, right now we cannot disclose, but there's multiple other
Hmm.
top brand on our pipeline, which is use this brand connector
Hmm.
to mainly doing what they call the Web3 brand activation,
Yeah.
because they are very much interested in the crypto community, in the Web3 community,
Hmm.
because those people representing the next, the future consumer.
Hmm.
So they want to make their brand known in this group of people.
Hmm.
And the best way for them to achieve this goal is not really to issuing some token or issuing some NFTs. The
Yeah.
best way is actually reverse. They can, by having zero risk, because issuing token or issuing NFT, there always comes with some risk or comes
Hmm.
with some business model changing. But by simply recognize those Web3 user, it's super safe, and they can do so many creative idea how they want to targeting those user to bring their brand to the crypto user.
So don't have a Web2 company creating their own NFTs, just allow people who own NFTs to interact with your brand. Essentially,
Yeah,
do what you do well and focus on that, which makes so much sense. Like you see that
yeah,
so often in business. You say you just focus on what you do well and let other people deal with the other sides. Like you don't need Nike to create an NFT. You just need Nike to be able to accept NFTs from elsewhere to integrate with what they
yeah.
do. Yeah.
Yeah, for example, those sports brand, they don't need to issue sports NFT. There's already millions or 10 millions of NFT holder who holding certain NFTs related to sports.
Hmm.
Yeah, so for them to doing some marketing campaign to targeting those user group is much easier than they issuing some NFT to
Hmm.
trying to convert their
Hmm.
existing non-blockchain consumer into a blockchain consumer.
So in that world, I'm guessing you're envisaging a situation where the value of NFTs could end up rising based on partnerships that they do with brands. You say if there's
Yeah,
a sports NFT that's got a floor price of 1 ETH at the moment, it does a deal that says you get 50% off in Nike if you own it. The price of that
yeah.
of that NFT is likely to go up.
And also the beautiful part is it doesn't really need to form a partnership. Because, for example, Yuga Lab create a Bored Ape Yacht Club, but for a brand who
Mm.
want to leverage this blue
Mhm.
chip NFT project, they don't need to speak to Yuga Lab at all. They can
Yeah.
simply say, all the ape holder
Mhm.
is our VIP. We treat
Yeah.
you as VIP. Come to our service. We give you discount. We give you whatever thing.
Hmm. Very cool. Very
It's
cool. Right.
permissionless.
I
Yeah.
know it's getting late for you, so I'm gonna I'll let you go, Victor. But thank you very much for joining us, and we'll definitely be watching for where what happens in the future and that potential public token maybe later this year. Very exciting.
Sounds perfect. Thank you very much for your time, Liam. Nice speaking with you.